colleague Sapna is bringing to us. Now, a couple of days back, there was a lot of buzz on the street and some reports doing the rounds that the government has identified some banks for privatization. Sapna is telling us that's not really the case. Sapna, over to you.
Hi, Surbhi. So, rightly put, in fact, so there are two aspects to this ongoing buzz of 6 specific public sector banks being identified as the banks up for privatization. The two specific contexts to this is one, of course, the overall cabinet note which is under discussion in terms of the government's new public sector enterprise policy, which talks specifically of sectors and not companies or banks. That's one. Second, also the brainstorming sessions that have been, ongoing, within the government at the highest level. So there have been discussions, there have been presentations, as we had also reported on Friday in terms of, the overall macros, overall disinvestment policy, overall focus, aim of the government, what needs to be done further, or what is the status, where do we stand in terms of the economic revival at the moment. So these are all very generic discussions that have taken place. Specifically, officials have told us very clearly that there is no identification list or no identified list of any PSBs up for sale immediately. That's not the case at all. That is a stage that the government may cross post the current policy which gets the cabinet nod. It's in interministerial consultation at the moment. And, a host of sectors have been proposed as strategic sectors, including banking, insurance, mining, oil, aviation, defense, railways. So that's a call that we take in. Once the strategic sectors have been identified, then the government will proceed ahead in terms of, approvals for the identified list of such banks, companies, name it under the sun. And that will be on a case-to-case approval basis. So it's going to be a long haul. There is no identification of specific entities that has happened so far. And that's the clarification that we are bringing up. However, it will be important to keep an eye out on this overall cabinet nod and in what shape and fashion the strategic sectors by the government are identified, because this was a very clear announcement made by the Finance Minister on 17th September.
Right.
17th May under the Atmanirbhar package.
Sure. Got that, Sapna. Thanks very much. So let's wait for more details to emerge. That's on the plans with respect to banks. But getting back to the market, not banks, let's look at an NBFC. And this is what we've been discussing even on the technicals, Bajaj Finance. Anuj, it's an interesting reversal back at the day's low. So what do you think the problem has been? Asset quality is okay, but what is it that the market has not liked too much this time?
Surbhi, valuations. At the end of the day, it's about the valuation. I'll tell you one more thing. Bajaj Finance is a kind of a company in this market environment. In bull markets, when the market gives a lot of credence to what the management says. So let's see what how the con call goes. Because if the con call is bullish or positive, who knows? Things could turn tomorrow, because it's that kind of a stock. But there's stocks like Bajaj Finance, especially after the kind of rally that we have seen, it's no longer at 2200, right? It was at 2200 just about 2 months back. We've had a rally up until up to about 3500, 3600. So no longer the stock where there was valuation headroom once again. So a bit of a disappointment, and the market's reacting. But I think I'll wait for tomorrow's reaction on Bajaj Finance. That, I think, for me would be the parameter to look at. But Abhishek, you tell us what's been the feedback so far.
Well, the earnings are a miss, Anuj. Both the NII and the PAT have missed our polls. Look at the PPT, they have stopped giving credit parameters for various segments that they used to give earlier, along with the collection efficiency that has been stopped in this PPT versus the previous PPT. What they have highlighted in this presentation, or the details that they have given, AUM growth is seen between 10 to 12% for FY21, with majority of the growth coming in at second half, and existing customers contributed about 70% of the new loans in Q1. So Q1 new loans were about 17.5 lakh, 70% came from existing customers. They converted about 8,600 crore of term loans into flexi loans. So what this means is that the term loans have been given higher duration so as to ease in repayment over there. And credit cost guidance has been increased by 600 crore, both on the lower end as well as the upper end, which makes it now, the profit may be much lower than earlier anticipation on account of elevated credit cost. Back to you.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's, Abhishek, thanks a lot. Ashwani is back with us. Ashwani, your BTST calls?
See, on the index, I don't think we are getting the sort of rejection we expected from 11,200. So still positive on the index, carrying longs home. In terms of stocks, Escorts buy with a stop of 1160, target of 1210. Axis Bank is a buy with a stop of 445, target of 470. And Ambuja Cement is a buy with a stop of 200, target of 215.
Okay, all right. We need to take a very, very quick break. Back with more in just a bit.